Aloha folks and welcome to today's video. Today is March 17, 2022, and we've just had our full moon in Leo. So let's just take a look at the chart. Our full moon perfected yesterday morning here in the Las Vegas Valley, and Leo and Aquarius, right? Leo and Aquarius, because the sun is in Aquarius in order for the full moon to be in Leo. What's coming to light is who we are. We are able to reflect better on who am I within the role of being in a group, because the sun indicates where we're working, because that's where the light is. So we need to understand group dynamics. That's Aquarius. But in order to not get swallowed up by the group, we need to continuously reflect upon who I am. And that's that full moon in Leo. And I know that most of you have noticed how active and intense this full moon has been. Well, the reason being is because this here Pluto is a very intense planet. He actually brings feelings of intensity. I mean, think about how he, in the myth of Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, how Pluto stole her and took her into the underworld. He was obsessed with her. He was intensely attracted towards her. Now, attraction is not associated with Pluto in particular. Attraction is associated with Venus. And even though Venus isn't making any aspects to other planets, you can see Venus and Mars are directly on top of each other. So then they happen to be in the same house as, or pardon, not, well, yes, house, but also sign as Pluto. So Venus and Mars are conjunct, meaning our need to achieve, Mars, is lined up with that which we're attracted to. Now that can go either way. What if we're attracted to things that are unhealthy for ourselves? This is just a trick. These are just feelings that the planets provide. So Pluto is very intense and he gets obsessed with things. You cannot escape the god who rules the underworld. If you're born, you're going to die. And so many people are obsessed with death, so much so that they do everything they can to ignore it. So this is a really intense time right now, because it's all about this quincunx here, this quincunx to the moon and this trine to the north node, because Pluto is making an ease of energy flow between what he provides, these feelings of OCD and obsession, which are intense. OCD is obsession, isn't it? Oh, that's what the O stands for. All right, guys. Okay. Yay. And then we've got the north node over here, which is, if you look at the north and south node as like a river, the current is flowing towards the north node. That is why people talk about the north node as an indication of your destiny. That's why some people might even refer to the north node as a very Tantalus. This is just, that's exactly what you want. It's tantalizing to go towards this point. Well, because the river of energy flow is moving towards this point. So there's been a degree of obsession for us towards going to our destiny. And yet there's this quincunx here between Pluto and the moon, while at the same time the moon and sun are making these squares to the nodes. So when the sun and moon are making a square to the nodes, it means there's a lot of activity, a lot of work, a lot of reflection regarding this river of where I've come from and where I'm going. And this quincunx of Pluto to the moon means that Pluto and the moon can't see each other. This obsession is having a hard time being reflected upon. And yet this is exactly what we need. We need to really do that. How can you get comfortable reflecting upon that which you are obsessed with when it's really hard to see? Because Pluto is, you can't see Pluto with the naked eye, right? So you have to recognize that when we're talking about seeing things, you see from the sun and you see from the moon because there's light there. You can see your attraction. You can see your achievement. That's Pluto. That's Venus and Mars. It is challenging for us to notice our obsessions unless they come within a certain aspect of the light providing planetary bodies. They're called luminaries for a reason. Unfortunately, with the naked eye, we can't see the luminary of Pluto, but Pluto does light up the areas within our lives that are obsessive, compulsive, and thus very intense. So this whole thing is all about us going towards our destiny. The actions that we do every single day, the work that we're doing, how is that putting us towards our true destiny, the destiny of our soul, you could say, because Pluto can often be associated with the soul. I mean, why else would we be obsessing over things? But because our soul really is here to look at it, work with it, and do things with whatever it is that we're obsessed about. It has to do with where we're going. We need to bring things with us in order to achieve whatever it is we're trying to achieve in the place that we're going. Because there is a flow, there is a river. The sun always sets, but it always rises the next day. We're going somewhere in a sense, and paradoxically, we're standing still, right? Deep inside. Anyway, there is a few other things going on, and they're just kind of adding to the flavor. This Jupiter and Uranus over here, we're not going to talk about, but it is just bringing aspects of unpredictability into the things that are happening, and these things that are unpredictable, aka Uranus, have been good for us in the grander scheme of things. That's Jupiter. So really what I'd say for this full moon reflection is to look at the past 2 weeks of your life and ask yourself, have I been doing things for my soul, where I really want to go with my life, what I really want to do in the future? Have I been working towards that in an honest way or not? Because the people who have, we're doing fantastic. And the people who haven't, they've been really struggling. And that's what I'm seeing in the people around me. And I really feel for you guys. This is a time when you need to really look deep inside. It's that quincunx. It's hard. It's not comfortable. The thing about quincunx is the more you practice at it, the better you'll get. There'll never be a degree of comfort with the quincunx because it's a blind corner, but you can still master it. It just takes a lot of practice. And so that is what my message is. Those of you that have been having a really intense time, but are comfortable with the uncomfortable of looking at your obsessions, you're doing it. You're doing it. Keep it up. And those of you who have not mastered looking into the uncomfortable, you got to start. You got to start. And to be honest, I've known quite a few people by 1 or 2 degrees that have passed in the last 2 weeks. And Pluto is the god of the underworld. That's all I got to say about that. So just do your best and take care. Aloha, folks.